welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through the stretches that I have been doing throughout my pregnancy to help prep for labour and delivery. The stretch selection that I use mainly focuses on pelvic floor muscles and hip mobility and flexibility. I have been doing these pregnancy stretches since quite early on. I think I started most of them when I was around 16 weeks pregnant, and I've just tried to stay consistent with them. Please also remember that each pregnancy is completely different, so what works for me might not work for somebody else. If you have any concerns or if you've had any complications in pregnancy and don't really know if you should be doing these stretches, always check with your healthcare providers, your midwife, doctor, whoever it may be, before participating in any kind of physical activity during pregnancy. The first stretch is a cat-cow stretch, which is a really low impact movement which encourages movement through the pelvis and keeping the spine mobile. For the cow position, you want to drop the belly and lift your chest and tailbone. And on the cat position, you want to round your spine, tuck in the pelvis under and draw in the baby up towards your spine. The cat-cow stretch is really beneficial during pregnancy as it gently engages the pelvic floor muscles. During pregnancy, our posture changes quite a lot as our bump grows, and this stretch can really help relieve that back tension. It also encourages natural movement through the pelvis, which is really important when prepping our bodies for labour. I aim to do this stretch routine 3 to 4 times a week, and they fall on my rest days from the gym, and I do 3 sets of 10 reps on each stretch. Next up is a stretch called pelvic rock backs, and this is great for pregnancy as it encourages mobility through the hips and pelvis. You want to start on all fours with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. From this position, gently rock your hips back towards your heels, and then gently bring your hips back forward so that your wrists are again back under your shoulders. Pelvic rock backs are beneficial during pregnancy as they are great at opening the hips and maintaining mobility. The rocking back motion can also create a really gentle stretch through your lower back, which is great if you're dealing with lower back pain or tightness during pregnancy. Next, we're moving into a deep lunge with hamstring stretch. Tight hips and hamstrings are really common as the body changes, so this exercise can feel really beneficial. I find it really helpful to keep one knee on the floor with a cushion underneath for stability and so that my knee doesn't hurt. You then want to gently shift forward, settling into the lunge and allowing the hips to open. Then you want to slowly move your hips back, straightening the front leg to get a nice stretch through the hamstring. And then keep moving between those two positions, a deep lunge and a hamstring stretch. This movement is really beneficial during pregnancy as the switch between the two movements helps encourage movement through the pelvis. This stretch also helps with hamstring flexibility. The hamstrings can become quite tight during pregnancy due to changes in posture and pelvic position. This movement also helps create space and mobility in the hips. This is really good for throughout the whole of pregnancy and as your body starts preparing for labour towards the end of pregnancy. Next, we are moving into a butterfly stretch, which again is really good at opening the hips. You want to start by sitting in a comfortable position and bringing the soles of your feet together. You then want your legs to relax and your knees to be falling out to the sides. You want to make sure that your spine is nice and straight and tall rather than rounding forward. It's really important that you're breathing through these stretches as well, so you want to take nice, slow, relaxed breaths throughout the whole movement. The butterfly stretch is great for during pregnancy as, like most of the other stretches in this video, it helps with hip mobility, which is great for supporting your body throughout pregnancy and also prepping for labour. This position also really helps with relaxation in the pelvic area, which is also really key for childbirth. This stretch helps open up the adductors, which are the inner thigh muscles, and they're really good at helping support the body and movement through labour. This stretch is also really good if you've been suffering with any kind of aches, pains or stiffness in the legs and hip area as well. Next, we're moving into a deep squat hold. You want your feet just outside of hip width apart with your toes pointing outwards, and then you want to slowly lower into the squat position, dropping your hips towards the floor. I like to move side to side slightly in this movement, and if you do need to hold on to anything for extra support, then grab a chair or anything like that and pop that in front of you to hold on to. A squat hold is great for during pregnancy as it helps create space in the hips and pelvis. It also helps to strengthen the legs and supports the muscles that stabilise the pelvis. Next, we're moving into some hip circles. I personally prefer to do these on all fours, so I'm starting out on my hands and knees, making sure my core is gently engaged and then moving my hips round in a circular motion. I also change the direction in which my hips are moving, so I'll do a few in one direction, a few in the other. Hip circles are great for during pregnancy as they can help prevent or decrease hip stiffness as your baby grows. The circular motion also encourages movement through the pelvic area, and it's also really good for relieving lower back tension and stiffness. Next, we're moving into the child pose stretch. From your knees, you want to gently shift your hips back towards your heels, making sure that your legs and knees are wide enough to make room for your bump. And then gently lower your torso towards the floor. You can rest your forehead on the floor and have your arms splayed out in front of you. This stretch is amazing for relieving tension in the lower back, and it also gently stretches the hips and pelvis. And those have been my favourite pregnancy stretches so far. I started these at the start of the second trimester, and I have continued to do them throughout the whole second trimester, and will be continuing to do them throughout the third. Always remember to check with your midwife first, but thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.